Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Listen, man, when we do these videos, we don't do these videos for likes and views, really. These types of videos don't really benefit us in any way except for trying to educate some people or trying to remind some people or trying to raise some awareness. Most of the times, just trying to save somebody's life, because it seemed like people not listening. Now remember, I did a video not too long ago, and the title of that video was "Be careful who you file for and bring a FARIN." Yeah, be careful who you file for and bring a FARIN. Some people, you go to the Caribbean, you meet them, you had a good time with them. It's best to leave them right there, take the memories with you, and go on about your business. Some people don't deserve you going through all that, filing for them, have them come live with you, and all this other stuff. Sometimes you bring a demon into your life without even knowing it, and in quite a few cases, this has been the demise of some otherwise very good people. Husband, a man named Leggett Reed, has denied his charges for what he had done to his wife. Now, I went on Facebook, which is where I got all these pictures from, and I looked up what this person might have been like. And I'm talking about the wife, right? And what she might have been like, what she might have been into, and all this other stuff. And all I saw on her profile was pictures of her and her husband. She seemed so naive. In the pictures, she seemed so oblivious. You know them say love is blind? Well, she did look like she was blindly in love. As she alone, I look upon him in the picture them like she just adores him so much. While him look at her like, you're here, but me, my mind not there. I consider myself to be somebody that's good at reading body language and observing pictures and being able to tell what the picture is saying. Don't forget to know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. I know me say it. That's been the saying. And it's actually factual. See? So anyhow, this man has some serious charges against him pertaining to his wife. In case you must know, they are both Jamaican. The husband is Jamaican. The wife is Jamaican. They all went to the UK as grown people. So they are full Jamaican, true and true. When I first stumbled upon the story, I was told, haven't verified it because me never call immigration on these things, but I was told that the husband, Leggett Reed, was actually living in the United States of America before and ran into some issues with ICE, U.S. immigration detention, the law in the United States of America, and he was deported to Jamaica from the U.S. So Uncle Sam kick him out already. Says, get out of here. We don't want you here. Deport his ass back to Jamaica. I don't know the real reason why he was deported back to Jamaica. The streets are saying, and what I'm hearing is, on the notice how me say, the streets are saying, and what I'm hearing is, I heard a few different scenarios. I heard one, he was living and working in the US, had a green card, was doing pretty well, but he got caught up in the law with some drugs issues, and then he got deported to Jamaica. Another person told me it wasn't no drugs issues, SouFlo, it was domestic violence issues. He was with a woman in the US who he beat half to death. He ended up getting caught up immigration wise and ended up being deported to Jamaica. Yeah, well, neither here nor there. I've also heard that it's for sure that he was a deportee. So that piqued my interest in this story. Because I'm saying, if he got deported from the US, how the hell did he end up in the UK? Now me hear our next story. And the next story is a typical story. Woman goes to Jamaica on vacation, haven't been home in a while. She see a man when she go home and him looking strong and nice. Her type. Might not be your type, Her type. Boom, bang, bang. Things happen. People start feeling like they're falling in love. All these kind of things. So she ends up saying, I want you to be with me in the UK. Man, one man can't so lucky. Kick out of the US and got a second chance to fly out of Jamaica now and go and live in England now. So you went from making US dollars to potentially making British pounds. May I remind you that the British pound is worth more than the US dollar? Not way much, but a good amount. Anyhow, what I'm trying to say is, if in the event that he was just one of those deportees that was struggling to make it in Jamaica, he got a way out. Because the next woman come see man like him and say, come man, married me, want marry you and carry you go a FARIN. I'm guessing that's the way he got there. Okay? Well, they're living in the UK together. And next thing me hear is brother start acting up. They have a saying, a leopard never changes its spots. I know some people say this to me all the time. Them say, SouFlo, people can change, People can change and become somebody better. Yes, I understand that. But most people who are a certain way, them change, but it takes a lot of work to stay changed. Because some people change, but the change is temporary. Then they go right back to being their old self that they were before. The no good self. So the womanizing comes back in. And the abuse comes back in. And all these things. And now this new wife who filed for you, carry you go a FARIN now. Have you living a good life over there in the UK. Get papers straight and everything right. Because you're married and wife you work and you have nice place to stay and a good woman by your side and thing. But you're bedazzled. You see a whole heap of other women that want you. You can't control yourself. And then you start getting abusive because wife you start talk up her mind like, listen, I never carry you come here if you abuse me, I never carry you come here if you shame me and make people laugh after me and all these things. I could have done that all by myself without bringing you here. Please remember where we stand in this relationship. Not necessarily that she was throwing it in his face, but sometimes you have to remind ungrateful people why it's important for them to be grateful. Here's my saying to that. If you've been good to somebody and you have to remind them to be grateful because you've been good to them, then that's somebody who you should no longer do any more good for. Nobody remind them either because them now go remember to be good to you. If anything, they'll flip it back around. You see how you always do stuff for people then chat about it? Yeah. But you see how them always ungrateful when people do things about them. And the only time them remember is when they're reminded about it. Anyhow, this husband and this wife seem to have been going through the ringers. You know when the relationship get rocky. You know when the wedding vows say in sickness and in health, for better or for worse, for rich or for poor. Some people only want to be there for richer, not for the poor part. Them only want to be there in health, not for the sick part. Them only want to be there when things are good and looking up. As soon as it's not, it's time to cut or time to go find a temporary surrogate to fill the spot until you smooth things over. Bad idea, right? So she and her husband was going through some things, and as far as I've been told was they had separated for a minute. Now them separate for a minute and him hadn't seen his wife, but I think she thought he was willing to make it up. But I not saw the case. The man was bitter with vengeance. See? And he wanted vengeance. So his charge that I say is serious is a charge of rape. And I know you're going to say, how do you get charged with raping your wife? Let me explain to you. So you and wifey have an argument, right? And then you decide, say, you listen, too much of this arguing, get up every day, fighting thing. Wifey say, you start lick me now, you put your hand palm me now, you squeeze my throat, you box me, blah, blah, blah. Me don't want you here anymore, you have to go find somewhere else stay. So you move out. You move out, and in the 2 weeks that you've been gone from home, you know, talk to each other still, because you're still married. And then man, abusive man start make sweet talk. Baby, know me love you and you know me sorry. And boy, sometimes you just drive me if you do them things, the man. I mean, I really want to treat you like that and these things. And them ooh, ooh, boo, ooh, ooh, cry. And then a soft heart woman now, who believes in marriage and believes in the vows of marriage and for the better, for the worse. And she tell herself, say, this is the worst. But my marriage vows told me this was coming, so I got stick it through. She said, all right, come over this evening. Make we talk about things face to face. Apparently some time had gone by. Brother didn't get no loving from wifey. You know what I mean when I say loving. Didn't get no pum pum. According to the law, according to the news report. Right? And this is how he ended up with the rape charge. Because she was sexually assaulted and she was found dead. Right. So it wasn't no making love. Because you don't make love to somebody then stab them up. She didn't want to give him nothing. And big fight broke out. Man, I said, boy, you know, some things stiff up on me, you know, from when I get some, come the bills, man. And she said, no, because every time we do this and we end up sleep together, you end up coming right back in our house and we come back to the same thing again and again. Me can't take the abuse. Me know why you abuse me. Well, that was her final day. The husband, according to the Birmingham Mail.co.uk. I don't know some like for give you my sources so you can go see the stories for yourself. A husband is now denying that he had raped and murdered his wife in the Black Country. Leggett Reed pleaded not guilty to killing the mother of two, Cynthia Turner, during an alleged attack last year. Here's the thing. I see some people that say, oh, this was old news. I don't know why SouFlo bring this up, and I don't know why him keep on stressing that they are Jamaican. If that's not obvious to you, then I don't know what to tell you. My platform is based off Jamaican and Caribbean stuff. So anything we have to do with Jamaican and Caribbean stuff is going to pique my interest. See? With that said, when you're telling a story, you have to make the people them know, say, it's not a foreign man she married with killer. It's a Jamaican man. Because within our culture, it seems to be this thing where a lot of, not all, but a lot of the man them have an issue when a woman decides, listen, I've had enough. I've had enough of the choking and the boxing and the embarrassment and you sleep round. People a gala laugh after me, I call my phone, I confront me out a road, I cuss me out. This ain't what I signed up for. I'm going to pack my little bags and send myself down the road. A man decides to kill the woman them because they can't handle being told that it's over. It's a common thing. And I was wondering, why did it become so common? Because half of them man here call themselves gallus, you know. And if you don't know what a gallus is a man who have a lot of women. So if you're a gallus and you have a lot of women or you come from gallus culture, you should be like Vybz Kartel. As one gone, another one born. Right? You shouldn't be out here trying to kill a woman that's trying to leave you when you got so many others because you are gallus, right? Right. And not to mention the one them who cheat all the time. And the one time the woman decides to listen, I'm going to give you a taste of your own medicine. Something I don't condone, by the way. Don't make nobody whore you out if you're a good woman. So if you find a man who turn himself into community PP, and everybody take a use of it, and him coming like the community bicycle, the one where everybody ride, go shop and bring back, you don't turn yourself into that trying to prove a point to him about taste of own medicine. You go find yourself somebody better, or you stay by yourself and cut from somebody like that. That's the logical thing to do. But you know, some people full of revenge. So they're like, me I give my taste of him own medicine. Me I ride him friend. Me I ride him cousin. Me I ride him uncle. And they do. And then man want to kill everybody. But all the time you did do what you was doing, nobody, she wasn't trying to kill nobody. She just had to eat that hurt. Anyhow, he's been accused of raping his wife and then killing her. And he has pleaded not guilty to those charges. The 55-year-old today, Friday, this was printed February 3rd of 2023, appeared at the Wolverhampton Crown Court to enter pleas in connection with this case. He denied a single charge of rape, which is one of his charges, and he further denied the charge of murder. Reed also denied having an article with a blade or a point in it, murder weapon alleged to be a knife. In Queens Road, Smethwick, prosecutors say that he killed his wife on December 8th of last year, leading up to the Christmas time. Seen? Shout out to the people who say, this are all news, man. Listen, I don't do breaking news, fam. When stories break, I wait for more to come out of the story. Right? So me thing not just sound like, oh, Jamaican man kill him wife overseas. The end. I want to know the backstory. I want to know what lead up to this. I want to know exactly how she died. I want to know so I can teach somebody else, hopefully, or enlighten somebody else, hopefully. You know? Far as I've known, all the comments I've seen about her online, people are shocked. People are shocked that it happened to her. There are comments like, I know people say this all the time and it's cliche when people die to say, this person was a good person. But when I tell you that this woman right here was a good person, this woman was a good person, they said. This woman does no wrong. This woman more like into our church stuff. She is more like into helping other people. She always have a smile on her face and she is always jovial. And the people who know her are always laughing when they're in her presence because that is how she is. So they can't understand what could have happened, why he did this. I saw another comment that said it was because of who she was, why this happened to her. Because if it was another woman, she would have fight him back. She would have done something to him. She would have handled this differently. But this woman had such a soft heart that he took advantage of her all the time. Who would have known if it's true that she was the one that filed for him, carry him go to England, married him and all these things, then my story stands true. My title stands true. Be careful who you file for and carry go a FARIN. Sometimes it's best to leave some people right which part they are at. I know a lot of these people didn't think that they were doing all this work. You know how the process go, right? To marry somebody, then file paperwork and see it through, go through the interviews, all this. Doing all that to bring your killer closer to you? Madness. Madness. So the West Midlands Police previously said that Miss Turner was discovered with fatal injuries after officers were called to Hilton Road, Tividale, at about 11:20 p.m. The 55-year-old died from one single stab wound to the chest. This is what her post-mortem examination found. Cynthia's family paid tribute to her following her death, and in a statement that was released by police, they described her all as a loving mother who showed nothing but, and I mean nothing but, kindness, care, and laughter to everyone that she met. Reed of Hilton Road, Tividale, was remanded in custody ahead of a 5-day trial that's scheduled now for September of 2023. So his trial date has been set. He will be going to trial September of 2023. And so far, he has pled not guilty, even though the charges are serious. And I don't know, this man just show up at court and say it wasn't me, like in my shaggy. It wasn't me. I don't know what happened. Me never have no knife. Me never stab her. Me never nothing. Don't know what happened. Well, we'll see how that goes. I'm guessing he's going to be looking at about a life sentence in prison in the UK. Well, ladies, I could tell you choose better. I could tell you be more cautious. I could tell you pump the brakes and stop falling in love so fast. I can tell you one bag of things, try to be better at character discernment. I can tell you all kind of things. But it's up to you if you want to listen. Be careful who you file for and bring a FARIN. I hope that people who know her and who know of their situation deeper than what I've been told, because I'm not saying anything I said was factual other than what I just read from the police report and the news media at www.birminghammail.co.uk. That's my source. If you know a different story, leave it in the comment section below. My sincere condolences to this lady. It's wicked. I heard that he himself had children and she had children, but they had no children together. Me go left that one here right there, so. What good? I'm out. Peace.